Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Breakaway episode 13,592,000. I keep losing track of these things. I keep getting shit from everyone that I don't know what episode we're on, but that doesn't matter. What does matter is we are joined by Nadia this week.
Hello, everybody.
She has an extremely interesting story. We're going to be telling it right after this. We're going to do a traditional origin story episode on Nadia, which I very much look forward to telling. So we're not going to get too deep into her origin story and background, but we're here to talk about all things sport related. I've quizzed Nadia on anything interesting happening in life outside of cycling, and it just went from road to mountain bike to downhill to XTERRA. So cycling is very much your world, which I'm excited to get into. Thank you for joining us. Thank you to Dad for bringing you through and for making all the efforts. Really appreciate it. I look forward to having you on our show. First thing, if you wouldn't mind, just one-liner, what is your universe as far as cycling is concerned for anyone who doesn't know you?
Okay, so I basically do almost everything. I do XCO, marathon as well. I want to start getting into the gravel, but I can only do that from next year. And then also really want to get more into the marathon, but also I can only do that from next year. It's mainly from under 19. So my age is a really big strains on what I can do. So I really want to get into those things. And then also cyclocross, but obviously we don't have cyclocross yet. And then I do road cycling, duathlon, road triathlon, and XTERRA. And then a little bit of horse riding as well to mix in with it.
Somewhere between all of this, are you getting good grades?
Oh, I'm done with school.
Okay.
I finished a year early, which I'm very happy for.
Okay.
And not everybody knows this, but I studied NICS for my exams, for my final exams. It's kind of a miracle that I passed it. I breezed through it. My dad's one thing was, I don't care, as long as you pass. He doesn't care what mark I get, as long as I pass. So I definitely stuck to the motto.
Well done.
Yeah,
good job.
Thank you.
So for anyone who doesn't know, how old are you right now?
I'm 18 now. I finished a year early with school. So I did homeschool for my high school year. I ended up skipping grade 8 so that I could focus more on my sport.
Okay.
And so I could focus this year now, basically my matric year, on my last year being junior.
Really, really interesting. And I mean, we'll unpack a lot more of this in a moment, but we like to, in these Breakaway episodes, dip into certain subject matter. And for me, one that is one of the constructive criticisms we got, sitting with Tegan, not even a criticism, just a call to action, was there's not a lot of women representation on your podcast. It's like, well, okay, that's a fair point. We haven't had as many females as we've had males, not for any reason other than just without sounding desperate, but we take what we can get.
Exactly.
There aren't people lining up to come sit and stare at a camera and chat to us. But we made a concerted effort around that. Weeks went on, and the next one surfaced, which is, this is very roady, chappy, sub-10 orientated. Can we talk a little bit about mountain bike? Can we talk a bit about downhill, marathon? Because outside of my universe of things that are really down to a low level of detail, over-indexed a little bit more into that. And one of our most recent was, you need to shine a bigger light on the youth. There's this sentiment, anecdotally, that we're riding on a really good wave of exceptional talent at the moment, from 13, even younger, up to 18, 19. And there's just not a lot of people that know just how good it is, how well structured it is, how much is going on there. So, and we've heard lots of, we've spoken to some high school athletes. Cal Williams is a good example, very committed. Danielle, ex-SEO road champion, had parenting rules that were very much, you're going to see through your school year. They were absolute freaks of nature, and that they could really good academics as well as their sport.
No.
A lot of them wanted, have toyed with this idea of homeschool, focus on, and it's really interesting. I don't think there's such a thing as this is the right way and this is the wrong way.
Exactly.
I think it's what works for what type of child. No.
On what to do.
So what was, as a topic to get into, you've obviously got a very good grasp on high performance cycling in particular through your teens. For someone who's going through it, I'm sure there must be loads of people that reach out to you about this kind of stuff. What is a common, I suppose, misunderstanding or maybe a challenge that a young teen has, who has this big dream and really wants to go for it? What are some of the frustrations they might be experiencing?
A big misunderstanding is that a lot of people think it's easy. It's definitely not easy. And a lot of people think, how do I word it? Like, it's not like mentally draining. It's really mentally draining. Like, from like when I started with my competing and everything, the mental part was big. I remember crying literally on the start line because of all the pressure and the nervousness. Literally, I cried until like the gun went off, and then I started crying, and then I was in race mode. And my coach at the time, Marcel van der Poel from Velold, he would stand there and he'd be like, Nadia, you're wasting your energy crying. So, so he was like, you're wasting like all of your energy to race and everything. And I was like, I know, but I can't help it. I'm busy crying there. 13-year-old Nadia is like bawling her eyes out on the start line, and then when it goes, like, poof. So it took me a few years to get over that. So that's one thing. And also nutrition. Nutrition is such a big role. I have a lot of people reaching out to me about that, because I'm really bad with eating before a race. Like, and it's really frustrating because my races are always like super early at like 8 o'clock or whatever. And
Super early, 8 o'clock. That is hilarious.
no, but then it depends where it is, because you have to almost get up at 5.
Yeah.
Like for XTERRA, for example, you have to get up at 5, go all the way to, where's this place?
Far away.
It's very far away. But you have to wake up at 5 and then you have to get there, because before your triathlon, you have to rack 45 minutes to an hour before the time. So you have to do your racking, and then you need to still go do your warm-up in the water, which is always freezing. Absolutely
That would be a barrier for me. I can't do cold water.
No,
so
I also
props to you
can't.
on that one.
And also open water, I can't do open water. Yet I do triathlon. But anyway, so the eating part. So with me, I really do struggle to eat before a race.
Just no appetite?
Yeah, there's no appetite, and I'm so nervous that it feels like everything's gonna come back out. So I'm busy there eating my oats, and my dad's rushing me because we have to go. And I'm just sitting there like, I need to eat them one by one, so it doesn't all come back out.
I know I have to do this, but
exactly. So it really depends on what race it is and what time it is. So if it's later on in the day, I'll probably have my scrambled eggs with avo and some berries, and then if it's a really early race, I have some oats and fruit. And then if I'm really lucky, my parents wake up super early and make me eggs and bacon, which is really nice. But no, and then, yeah, and it really also, it does depend. So, yeah.
So, I mean, the nutrition is one thing, rabbit hole. I think the people think it's easy is quite interesting. That's I suppose, would you say it's a fair statement to say that people assume that homeschooling and focusing on sports is an easier out than just sitting at school and, okay, that's interesting.
100%, because everyone's like, oh no, you probably wake up at 8 o'clock and then do your school work at 9 or whatever. No, I'm still waking up at 6 doing my training. And then because I train 2 to 3 times a day. So I have a morning session and then either afternoon or evening session. So I still have to wake up like super early to do my training. And then I would study. I'd actually just stay at the book and like read the words, and I would not go in. But I would study and then do my training for the rest of the day. And then I was also supposed to do schoolwork in the evenings, but that did not happen at all. But
I'm sure it happened now and again if you got through. I'm mindful Dad's in the background there. I'm trying to save you from hanging yourself.
No, he knows 100%. But no, yeah, a lot of people assume that it was quite easy with the schooling and with the training and everything.
And the shift from, where were you at primary school?
Gelo, throughout the whole, in Durbanville. So I went to Gelo Primary School. So from grade 1 to grade 7, I was there.
Okay. And so you've got an idea of what formalized education and balancing training looks like. So I'm sure you've come out the womb and just started swimming and cycling.
100%.
What was the positive shift in terms of lowering the pressure, now being able to manage your academics and your performance life around homeschooling? Why is it a great idea for someone thinking about it? I don't want to focus on the potential illusions of why it's a downside. I have so many reference points to people that have successfully homeschooled. There's a lot of optics, there's a lot of perception, and people are quite dogmatic. They don't really lean into things and try and understand them. But I've heard so many really, really good success stories. I've heard horror stories. It goes both ways. You can say the same thing about formalized education as well. What are the things from your point of view as the pupil of why it was a great decision?
It was a really good decision. I'm not a person that likes to study, but obviously you get other people that are like really dedicated in it. But for me, it was a really good idea because with school, I would have barely been in school because I travel a lot to get to the different races, because races either in KZN or Gauteng or Namibia or wherever. So the traveling part is really easy, and I didn't have to get a school's permission the whole time. And the nice thing was for my last year, I basically skipped half of my prelims. So I could go to Worlds. So I skipped half of my prelims. And then still at Worlds, throughout the day, my dad made me do like 2 past papers a day when I just wanted to go out and like have fun. So I did still do like my studying and things, and then wrote my final exams. But it was nice and it was easier because some of my friends really did struggle to do that because the school wouldn't just let them leave and like write it online, because you need like, how do I explain it? You need a
moderator?
Yeah, you need like an official moderator that the school approves and all those things.
Yeah, the school system is not structured to, oh man, this is such a long debate, and I love it because there's so much opportunity on our doorstep as South Africans. I'm super like nationalist, proud South African. My like viewpoint for life is South Africa above all else. Like we have so much going for us. So if you look at school sport, and if you look at where we are, I mean, we're the best rugby nation in the world. Consecutively. As you know, if you look at stats, data, numbers, there's no reason really we should be. We're tiny. At the bottom of Africa, we have a small population. We poor by any standards. There's no reason in particular we should be the best in the world. You look at America, Australia, you look at Olympics, you look at their gold medals, China. It's a numbers game.
Exactly.
In terms of money, in terms of population, it's a formula and works out very well. And there we are, the greatest rugby nation ever to have existed. And the question that I spend a lot of time enjoying rummaging through is why. And anyone who's watched this a few times is rolling their eyes because they know I'm about to say, my son goes to Paul Boys High, he's a termly boarder there, and he's a perfect fit for school. He loves his academics, he's an A student through and through. Like he's a smart kid, but he loves winning. He's a performance nutter. And his school environment allows him to gym, gives him professional coaching on his rugby, on his strength, physio, nutrition. They have nutrition sponsors as a grade 9 pupil in a government school.
That's quite mad.
Everything around his school life is structured for him to become the early makings of a Springbok rugby player. If he has the talent, if he has the commitment. So if he decides and if he has the natural gift to be able to become a Springbok, if that's in him, his school provides every opportunity for him to get there. There are many other schools like that. So you then take that same thing, and I know a boy who cycles at Paul Boys High, and I spoke to the dad. I'm like, what a great opportunity. It must be this incredible blah, blah, blah. And no, the school is not structured to help cyclists achieve anything. Do they give you a little bit of leeway here and there? Sure. Do they post about it on their school Instagram? Sure. Any of them. Paul Roos, Paul Boys, pick a school. They'll do that. But are they structured to churn out world-class cycling performances? No. And that's where the opportunity lies. That's where my optimism lies. Because when the schools do decide we want to churn out high-performance athletes, soccer, netball, hockey, rugby, cycling, why not? That is where it all happens. Now, the fact that you've taken it into your own hands and as a family, and credit to your parents for being bold enough and seeing that, and for you being brave enough to take it on, you're not in an environment that's gearing you for success. You've taken that on your own. You've gone and created it. I think that's a And it's a very brave and very noble thing that you guys have done. And I think for a lot of people, that might be what it takes until our country gets to the point that they cotton onto this nationwide sports dominance through school structure, because there's something there.
Yeah, and I've actually also really noticed that South Africa is really heavy into the cycling. It's picked up a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people at the races. There's so many people interested in it. A lot of people talking about it. Like, I speak to somebody that knows nothing about sport or whatever, and then they bring up the topic of cycling. Like, what the heck? It's like
People
it's
your
a
age?
it's a big thing now. And
Is cycling cool in your social world outside of the people in it?
yeah, all my friends, whenever I mention I've done like a 50-kilometer ride, they're like, no way. They're like so like awestruck. But I also speak to their parents, and there's a lot of people that actually do cycling. Like whenever I'm at the farm horse riding, there's a lot of dads that come up to me and talk to me about my cycling stuff. Like, no, I did the 99, or I was at the Cape Town cycle. So I was like, no ways, you don't look like someone. But a lot of people are really getting into cycling. It's a really big interest now in a lot of people.
I'm so glad to hear that. I have this, there's too many things that I want to do before I leave this earth. And one of them is like, just when I grew up, there was this magazine called Blunt Magazine, Zigzag. Skating was super cool when I was growing up. It was like the golden era of skateboarding.
My dad would never let me have a skateboard. He was like, I'm going to break my collarbone. Yet he bought me a motocross.
I agree with your dad the more you tell me about him. Like, I agree. Skateboard, terrible idea. Motorbike, fantastic idea.
Exactly.
But there was a skating era. There was this brand called Boogaloos, which you probably don't know, never heard of it. That blows my mind. And that's where Vans, which is quite well known to your demographic, was born. It is in the skateboarding culture. Chad Muskers, and I mean, anyway, long list. And we used to get in these magazines, because we didn't have social media then, these magazines, every now and again you'd get a DVD. And it'd be just guys cruising around on their skateboards, street skating, and like, you know, they would like, it's called like grinding, and they'd like street skate, and they just have this like punk rock music playing in the background. And you just watch for an hour, people going around and skating. BMX was similar at the time, and it was just so cool. Like, you saw it, and it was just like, and like, it brought you in. And I was like, cycling's just missing. It's such a great and wonderful sport. You know, like all the positives from it, but it's missing a bit of a subculture of the cool factor. And maybe it isn't a cool sport. Maybe it is just a little bit clinical. I don't know. But you saying in your social circles, the word on the street is it's maybe not cool.
People coming up to me as well, like talking to me about cycling, and they also want to get into it.
Why aren't they into it if they're interested, out of interest?
They're too scared.
Really?
It's especially the girls that are too scared to get onto the mountain bike or onto the road bike. Road biking is actually a lot more scary than mountain biking, because if you're riding those big pelotons, it doesn't freak me out, but obviously because I'm used to it. But shame, you get like a 14-year-old girl. Okay, well, I was riding in pelotons when I was 14 already, but you get someone that's just started and you put them in the Cape Town cycle tour. That's pretty scary. My first Cape Town cycle tour, I did with Paul Inkpen. He's really well known in the triathlon world.
Yeah, he's a goat.
Yeah, he's like, I love him so much. He's like father figure to me as well. I did my first ever Cape Town cycle tour with him on a tandem. Funnest experience of my life. I got a bunch of sweets leading up to the race because I had like a bag here by my top tube, and put a bunch of sweets in his pockets as well. He had one side pocket though for his gels and stuff. And throughout that whole race, busy eating sweets. I'm telling him to go faster because every time another tandem passes us, I'm like, okay, now we got to catch up to him. So I'm busy eating my sweets, busy telling him what to do, acting like this bossy. I think I was 14 or 15 while doing this. And then I also remember FaceTiming my mom going up Chappie. I'm like, look where I am. And she's busy sitting there. Exactly. But it was so much fun. So, 14, 15-year-old me was enjoying the peloton riding. But anyways, somebody that doesn't really do peloton riding, it's like so freaky or like so scary for them.
So if I had a magic wand and said you can change anything you want, as long as the output is more girls or boys under the age of 18 start cycling, what do you change? It can be two things.
Two things.
It can be three things. What's the hit list? What needs to fundamentally change so that more people that are interested, intrigued, get on a bicycle? What is it? What is it going to take?
For me, it's really biased because I love my jumps or my technical bits so much. But I think to not make the trails as hectic, because you do have, they mainly scared of the big rock gardens and the drop-offs and the jumps and everything, because that would
Fair
also
enough,
freak me out. If I have a hardtail and you're telling me to go off this like huge drop, I'm gonna be like, what the heck? Because when I was at Worlds, I don't want to say it's a downhill track. It's more of like an enduro type of vibe. But when I was at Worlds for XTO, the track was quite hectic. It's literally like a 90-degree drop.
No, they're nuts. Yeah.
It's insane compared to the stuff that we have here. And I think that's what's stopping them, because you get the trails here and then you have the more hectic ones there.
But do you think they're seeing the high performance stage and thinking that it's, if I want to do it, I have to do that? Because there are loads of trails, particularly where you live.
Yeah.
Cape Town, Joburg, all over the show, that is very accessible and entry level. But do you think they don't see that? They just see the optics of big drop-offs and they're like, wow, that's so cool, but I could never do that.
Yeah,
and they think that that's all there
exactly.
is. Okay. So what needs to happen is a greater media job exposing the entry level side of things and showing them how cool and fun that can be.
Exactly.
And that doesn't really happen. That's a good point, actually. I didn't think about that. There isn't anyone glorifying and punting out content there that shows the entry level side of things. Just like or would it be a bit cringy, like a group of teenagers going out riding bike just on the dirt having a good time?
Probably no, because
I'm like, that would be such a vibe.
No, I enjoy my long rides whenever we go on the gravel roads. It gets very frustrating because you have the tractor marks that goes the whole time. But
Corrugations.
That,
no one loves corrugations.
Exactly. But besides that, no, I go on group. We have like a group that goes on Sundays, and I enjoy it so much because I always have a speaker with me. I love my music. So we've got the speaker playing. The group of boys are singing with Katy Perry or Taylor Swift, and the girls are busy gossiping. We're just having such a nice time.
The boys are singing to Katy Perry.
Maybe not Taylor Swift. They tell me to switch that off.
That's a definite red flag for me. Where's the Dead Prayers and the DMX?
No, it's really funny.
Age group of that bunch going out?
We range from grade 9 to grade 12. I'm the oldest one.
Okay, so it is a young bunch. Who's your local bike shop?
Gecko Cycles. I've been taking my bike there since I was.
Do they do group rides and that kind of stuff from there? Not? Okay. So if you want to go on a group ride that isn't with your mates, what's your closest one? What's like a well-known group ride close by?
Titan Racing did do this one thing every Tuesday evening. So we did a night ride at Mirandale. But that's stopped now because of the winter and it's getting a bit dark. So we did that. But there aren't really a lot of
It'd be pretty rad if you could, with the likes of Titan, that are just, what they're doing for cycling in this country is just absolutely incredible. I've had a few interactions with Ivan. Amazing. I'm sure they would, I don't know how he gets to everything. His time is like, because he's physically in it. He's like out there, he's in the community.
Nobody sees something and he literally makes it happen. And he also doesn't give a crap.
If he did something focused at kids not on bikes, like invite your mate that isn't riding, that wants to, that's intrigued.
That's what we're doing.
Saturday, 9 to 10 in winter. Give dad a chance to go out and ride as well and like get a breath of fresh air. Like 9 to 10, coffees, I'm sure someone would cater them and just get, anyway, see, this is what happens.
No, but that's the thing that Titan's busy doing for the schools racing now.
Yeah.
So for the one schools race at Redbox Cliff, when Ivan asked me to do the lead outs for the low ones, so I did that, and they're actually pretty fast. I was surprised.
Did you get dropped?
Luckily not, but when it came to the high schoolers, I did switch to the e-bike. I asked Ivan if I could go with the high schoolers as well. He was like, Nadia, do whatever you want. I didn't care. I was like, okay, sure. So I took the e-bike.
Eat those words.
I ate them because I decided to race with the junior men. And I started at the back.
That with like Buff and them?
Yeah, I started at the back with Johan van Zyl. Johan caught up to the front. So we started 2 minutes actually behind the first group that started. He ended up catching up to them. I was like making my way through that field. That was the hardest race I've ever done, and I was on an e-bike.
Loved it. Surely.
But the nice thing is I'm good friends with a lot of the junior boys. So I'm just busy cruising past them on the e-bike and they're looking at me like, what the heck, Nadia?
Oh, that's funny.
That was so fun.
Such a nice... I'm so thrilled to hear this. Like, I don't have a line into this world to see and to hear that. But that's something I mentioned. Like, him and his mates go and play golf. You know, teenagers, they play a round of golf every week.
Insane.
That's like where they go and they connect and they, like,
yeah.
Boys will be boys and they go and do whatever they do out there. It's not really the bicycle, but to hear that there's a similar thing happening and it's kids going, and I mean, that's them going like, you know, balls to the wall, which is great. But that you guys are going out and socializing in the context of bikes, it's just, yeah, that makes me really happy to hear.
But the nice thing is that Titan is doing a thing with the schools races as well. So with the Rebuskloof one, there were so many kids there. So I think if you want to start cycling and you're still in school, the schools races are really nice.
Very accessible, yeah.
And the nice thing that I'm seeing is a lot of the younger age groups before me, there's a lot more girls. But then you get into the high school and there's not as many. But the nice thing is there's a lot of primary school girls.
Why the drop off?
I think, okay, so basically what I've heard is, and what I've experienced is, they get to an age about grade 10 or 11, and then you get told you need to focus on your academics to make it into university and to actually focus on studying. And then they just slowly drop off because they don't want to pursue the cycling as a career.
It's quite a time-consuming thing. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Thank you for the line into what's happening at a teenage level. That's very encouraging. Do you share my sentiment that it's in a good space?
Yeah, I do.
Better than it's ever been, I would argue.
I also think so, yeah.
I didn't grow up in a time where cycling was a thing at school at all. The schools league is just unreal.
It is.
It'd be cool if they can just figure out how to get it out of that to, like, on a weekend you go and you socialize with your mates on a bike. That would be a nice
I'd really
thing
like
to
to
figure
start
out.
something like that. But the thing is, I have my long rides. My Sundays are so full because I ride 4 to 5 hours on a Sunday, and then I still go to the velodrome in the afternoon to run. So my Sundays are so full, and then on a Saturday I'm either racing or I have a training day. So I really do want to do something like that because I feel like it would be super cool. A new thing that started now in Mossel Bay, Titan did with KK e-bikes. Every last Sunday of the month, they have a park ride. So it's instead of a park ride, so I was there at the first one. Ivan asked me to come with. Went on a whole road trip with him and Everett. Those are two very funny guys. In a car we got to Mossel Bay in, I think, 4 or 5 hours. Okay. And it didn't even feel like we were driving that fast. But no, it's too like a guy to be in a car with. Yeah. I was busy blasting my music, we were singing, having laughs and everything. So it was fun. So we did that event. I remember I woke up at 6 o'clock that morning because I had to still do my training. I had intervals. So I woke up 5, 6 o'clock, went out for my warm-up, and then as I came past the hotel again, I see Ivan outside on the phone, like, hello. And I carry on, but the sunset was really pretty. I really enjoyed that. But anyways, and I found the steepest hill in Mossel Bay because I had 40 seconds on, 40 seconds off. Okay. 40 seconds up that hill and then 40 seconds down. So I did that, and then my cool down ride was going to the event and then end up doing the park ride, and then we ended up going home.
And what was that like?
It was so fun.
Good vibes?
It was really good vibes. So we did the park run loop twice, so it was a 10K loop. And then afterwards, we were just having a really good time. The music was kind of nice, music's pumping, and a lot of people came up to me, asked me how a lot of things work. So they asked a lot for my opinions on a bunch of different topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure you realize this, and it will dawn on you more and more as you age and mature. But there is a responsibility for people as talented as you and as socially accessible as you to make the circle bigger, extend the glory of cycling to those that, particularly those that are intrigued, that are interested, that feel intimidated to start.
That's so true.
And I imagine you're going to do a great job of that as time goes on. Outside of Mossel Bay and our local cycling world, I asked you earlier before we started recording if you are tapped into the Tour de France hype, if that's part of your list of interests that you tap into, among other things. I know there's a lot going on. So instead of me running off a bulletin of things going around the world, is there anything in the 9 million different disciplines of cycling that you tapped into outside of just South Africa that is of interest that we should be talking about?
I've really been into the downhill recently. Also, so Porty, Johan Portgieter is my downhill coach. Awesome guy, love him so much. He's now with Yeti, the bike brand. He's their Lions coach overseas now. So he's been overseas for a while, and I've been messaging. I'm like, when are you gonna come back? I want to go do some more downhill trails, because he helped me do the Paul downhill track and the Zevenbach downhill track.
Okay.
So I've been talking to him a bit, and he's over there by the downhill side, and it's actually pretty cool. So I don't know so much about the elite. I've been more tapped into the juniors. Those junior women fly. I really want to go see what it's like. So I asked him if I could drop shadow him maybe next year for a season. So I'm going to see about that. But no, one thing that really caught my eye is John T. Williamson. He's a junior rider. Okay. He's been doing really well. He's went 4 for 4 now for all the past downhill races. Yeah, winning the 4 cups.
It's a difficult discipline to be dominant in.
It is.
Like, it's not often people are going back-to-back winning, right? Like, it's the margins are tiny. And
it is, because you can literally lose in a quarter of a second.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane.
So obviously anyone that goes back-to-back, it's
really good.
That's a marker.
Especially 4 times in a row.
And when you say junior, what age are we talking about here? Okay.
Yeah, so 18, 19.
And they're racing these gnarly downhill courses.
It's literally 90 degrees.
How often are these international races taking place for them?
I think every 2 weeks, a week or 2.
Okay, so it's pretty stacked.
Yeah, so they go from place to place. And I was there in Switzerland, obviously, last year by Crans Montana, and they were at Lenzerheide, I'm pretty sure, for the World Champs. We went to go watch last year, and it's actually insane how those downhill tracks are. It's literally, the camera does no justice at all.
To walk down is sketchy, let alone to ride it at the speed they do.
I can't even imagine how the downhill track is to walk down, because of the XTERRA track. Shame, my poor dad almost saw himself going down there. Walking down the 1A line, it's impossible to walk down there.
Yeah, it really does. You're right. The camera does it no justice.
Not at all.
And these are 18, 19-year-olds sending it down there. I think.
Exactly.
And by then you learn fear, so it says a lot. How well televised is that for you as an enthusiast to follow?
It's not too bad. I think it's not, the downhill and the XCOs aren't that bad to watch. They're normally live on DSTV, and then I also go watch the highlights afterwards on YouTube.
Good highlights on YouTube.
They are.
I've been dialed into that since sitting with Tyler and Massimiliano and the list of other incredible athletes you had. And once you start watching, it's pretty riveting. It creates a really nice spectator suspense, the way that the format runs, where someone goes and then, until that last run happens, you just don't know. So it's it's theatre every time. It's
And
always
that's what makes it so much nicer than XCO to watch, because they do their runs and then each run can be like faster or slower, and then like you said, it's up to the last run to see.
The highlights are like good 10 minutes of like, you can actually just sit and watch it and it like gets the blood going. What was the most recent race?
Lenzard, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who is the current sort of GOAT from an elite point of view, male and female?
So female, Tiny Seagate or Grove. I'm really bad with names, but no, she's like my absolutely favorite female downhill rider. I idolize her so much because her attitude going into things is absolutely amazing. And then with men, I would say Loic Bruni. I've been watching Loic since Red Bull had this thing with Kate Courtney, Loic Bruni, and Finn Arles. Oh, I completely forgot what it's called, but I remember sitting on the indoor trainer and I watched every single episode over and over. It was my favorite thing. And yeah, so Loic Bruni definitely has to be my favorite elite.
Okay, and are they performing at the top level as well? Are they getting results, or these are just your favorites because of their personalities?
Tiny is doing really well. I'm not quite sure about Loic, but Jackson Galton is dominating it at the moment.
Okay, good to know. That's often the Breakaway is our line into all the results. So I lean on him quite a lot to get the summary. There's a lot to keep track of, which is a good thing. There's lots of good cycling at the moment. Any other races happening around the world that we need to bring people up to speed on?
So we've got the XTERRA. The last race was 2 weeks ago. The XTERRA is it's not just one race where you have obviously your qualifiers and then you have your worlds. It's almost like the XCO races, so you have all your World Cups. There's about 7 or 8 World Cups, and then you have worlds. So the World Cups happen literally everywhere in the world, like the XCOs, and then you have your official World Championship. And the nice thing is with worlds, you get the elites get their short track. So that's when you do a short swim, cycle, and then run, and then you do it again. So it's almost, do you know the sprint triathlon? So it's basically like that, but for XTERRA. So this year I've qualified again for XTERRA Worlds, and I have the opportunity to be a wild card to go race with the elites in the short track. So I'm really hoping that I can get that right.
And explain XTERRA in a sentence for anyone that has no idea what that is.
Off-road triathlon. So you swim in your dam or whatever. So with road triathlon, you normally swim in the ocean, and then you've got your road cycling and then your road running. And then with XTERRA, you swim in a dam, a river, or whatever. And then you've got your mountain biking. And you would expect the mountain biking to be a bit easier, but it's really not. It's still quite technical. So last year, the track wasn't very easy because it ended up raining the week before. So all the routes and stuff were slippery and then the trail running is also quite hectic. You've got your routes that you need to jump over and your tree stumps that you need to dodge and stuff. And it's quite sketchy because with the rain as well, it's literally everything is slippery. So and also another thing that I realized overseas was there's routes everywhere. We don't have routes. Like with
you've got to go like Kirstenbosch if you want to go and find that kind of stuff to train.
It's literally
like
only
routes. Stellies, there's a few places you can find.
Yeah, exactly.
Distances?
So for the distances are the same as normal triathlon. So for the sprints, what I do is 750 swim, 16 kilometer cycle, and then a 5K run. And then for the standard distance, so for the elites, it's basically double. And you do my math. So it's 1,500 meter swim. It's about a 40K cycle, and then a 10K run.
Sure, and that's just like
it's quite fun.
In the red. And I mean, that's not as well televised, right? I mean, I don't see XTERRA a lot. You've got to go and like seek it out on.
It's still, I don't want to say it's quite new, but it's not as popular yet. But I've I've guilt tripped a lot of my friends into doing the XTERRA that's here in South Africa.
Yeah.
So every time I go race, I'm like, oh, you guys should come, it's so fun. And then after the race, they're like, Nadia, we're there. Because they normally just do the XCOs and stuff, and then I've made them do a swim and a run now.
It's a good, that half Ironman is my only reference point to triathlon. And I maintain it's one of the coolest events you can do. It's just, single discipline is great, but there's something about those events, the vibe, the energy, it's quite something. And it's quite a high barrier if you think about it. Like, swimming's intimidating for a lot of people, especially in the ocean. You've got to have a bike, 90 Ks, that's quite a thing, 21 Ks, but it's like, it's just enough that you feel you can do it if you like commit and like go for it. And then when you're out there, like, the energy is second to none. Like, there's just people everywhere. It's such a vibe. So it's a really good gateway, aspirational thing that a lot of people find themselves committing to, and it gets them hooked into the active lifestyle. And I think that, the XTERRA, and that sells out. Like the Durban one, the half Ironman sells out. Like, it's, Muscle Bay, same thing. Like, they are not struggling to get entries.
No.
I feel like that XTERRA is just missing, it's obviously growing, but it's just missing a bit of the awareness. Like, it's not in my face often enough. It's like, okay, I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
Just need that constant reminder.
So I'm an XTERRA ambassador now. So for the one happening, it always happens in Hobo every year. So
it's magic.
It is.
And it's so good.
It is. So I was just throwing out stuff because as an ambassador you had to, so I ended up giving out a free entry. So every ambassador had like a thing where it was a giveaway. So you would like have to obviously like follow, comment, all those things. And then pick a random person to win and then give it to you. So this year XTERRA did a lot of effort to, XTERRA South Africa did a lot of effort to push it out there. So I think next year it will be even more of a hype. So I think it's like how mountain biking and XTERRA has to like grow into how popular it is now. XTERRA I think is busy with the same thing.
And are you seeing once people go and do it, they're hooked? It has a good return rate.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I find it a lot more fun than the road triathlon.
Yeah.
Because that's also my personal opinion, because the road triathlon, you're just cycling on the road, you're running on the road. It's like also road cycling for me. Because I did a training camp in Spain for about a week with because I'm in a UK road team now on form, which is the feeding team into the Das Hutchinson's team. So I was with them, and that whole week I was missing my mountain bike so much. I ended up jumping, my dad couldn't hear this part, I ended up jumping up and down the sidewalks, funny hopping over the potholes and everything.
Just to get the adrenaline pumping.
All the girls like, Nadia, your poor bike. I'm like, it's okay, it's in my nature.
They can handle a bunny hop. Definitely an adrenaline junkie. Tour de France, I can't not talk about Tour de France.
Tour de France.
Do you love Tour de France? Thank heavens. I love Tour de France so much. Like the only thing I froth for more is DC at the end of the year. That for me is like Cape Town World Championship. But I absolutely love Tour de France for so many different reasons. What are yours?
I just love it for, it's just so nice because not after day, we always have it up on the TV. So in our lounge, we have a nice big TV that my dad somehow got for half price. I don't know what he did there at Macro, but we have a nice TV. We put it on and run through the whole day, get hooked on it. And I love it whenever they do the breakaways. I personally hate a breakaway because what are you doing? But it's nicer to watch it than to be in the actual breakaway.
I love a breakaway.
Me too. And
you may have told from the name of the show. It's my absolute, that is where heroes are made.
Exactly, because it's nice to see how the people are fighting and the strategies that go into it as well. Road cycling is such a big mental game where you have to strategize on when you're going to attack, when you're going to do this and that. And it's a nice mind game as well to play with other people, which I really like.
Loads of tactics there. Okay, so you enjoy the breakaways in Tour de France?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if there's much I'll predict wrong here, but who do you hope wins? Who's your favorite in the peloton?
I think it's really...
I'm like crossing my fingers. It's not. There's one name I don't want to hear. Who's your favorite?
Okay, my favorite cyclist is Matthew.
Okay.
But I really want Pogačar to win.
Thank heavens. We can stay friends.
No, I'm sorry.
Can't be Jonas.
I was about to say, if I was going to say Vindegaard, I feel like you would have kicked me out already.
So, yeah, it's well documented. It's just not exciting enough. Ironically, though, he is the main sort of antagonist to the Teddy story. Like, I don't want to see Teddy right away and just win the thing hands down. I don't think... I watched a lot of the Tour de France preview shows, GCN. I mean, there's so many of them. In the data, analyzing all the races leading up to it, and, the bookies, who they think is going to win. I find it very interesting to look at all the odds because they're quite scientific. Like,
they are.
The bookies they'll do the numbers. They'll make sure they know, and they'll keep them adjusting as you go. So it's an interesting data point to have as the Tour de France runs.
That's how they keep track of it. And stuff.
And if you look at the day, the bookies' odds, I don't gamble. You can ask my wife. Like, I'll tell her, like, maybe I'm going to make a huge bet on the result today, and it's like £5. Like, I can't deal with gambling. But it's fun to have like a little line in the water, and it makes the day quite interesting. But they have odds for the day, and that is super interesting. Who they pegged to win for that? Every day they got one, and the day that Mathieu van der Poel went into yellow. I'd put £20 on him to win the day.
Whoa, £20.
And that was that famous interview afterward. They were like, what are you thinking about over the line? He like breaks into tears, and he's like, I was thinking about my granddad. That like legendary moment of his. And that's the Tour de France, right? It gives you these moments where you sit and smile, this dumb smile on my face. It's like, oh, it was such a cool moment for a guy I've never met, have no idea of, like, and yet everyone felt like they were there, and it's like a moment. It's like there's not many sporting moments that do that, at least not for me. So also hoping Teddy wins. I think my belief, at least, is if nothing goes wrong, I think he will win. But there's always that chance. Remember the year he blew up, heat, whatever you want to call it, and Jonas absolutely rinsed him at the end of that.
We don't talk about that. That never happened.
It was good for cycling.
That it was good. But it's like, I don't know how he has so much power in his legs and stuff, because I saw him in Spain, and then I also saw...
Teddy or Jonas?
No, Pogačar.
Okay.
And then I saw Matthew in Switzerland with the World.
So cool.
He is huge.
Van der Poel?
Yeah, he is. Yeah. And then Pogačar's just like this short guy.
He is small when you see him.
Yeah,
I thought the same thing. I thought he would be bigger.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how he has so much power in his legs, because I was busy doing my track practice, and then poof, there comes Matthew past. I was like, whoa.
So cool.
Yeah. So I don't know how.
Okay, so Van der Poel is like visibly big when you see him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't know how such a small guy can outride all these other guys.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Everyone's trying to figure that one out.
Exactly.
No one really knows. What do you think about sexes, Paul?
I don't know enough about him to have an opinion.
Okay. He's making a lot of waves. Rumored to be in line for a €13 million contract per year.
That's insane.
It's like 200 million rand a year to race your bike.
The nice thing about road cycling is there's so much money out of it, but do you want the money, or do you want to keep your sanity? I consider on a bike for 7 hours, a road bike, just sitting there. And then some random person decides, I want to go sprint for like a few seconds. And then the whole peloton goes.
I love that peloton thing. So that like how that bores you, that for me is just like, I could sit there for 20 hours if I had the fitness to. I love the sound of the gears, the tires rolling. It's just like, oh.
So you see, I like my XCO-ness. I shoot out, I go for it from the get-go. You can't do that with road cycling, because everyone just comes back up to you. Okay, unless you're Pogačar, I guess you could do that.
Yeah.
But with me, I can't. It was like with SA Road Champs this year. Literally, it was such negative racing. Every time I tried to break away, everyone had just come back. So yeah, it wasn't very fun. But no, I am
Well, the challenge is on you to figure out how to make that stick. You got to
is
maybe
very
make a
true.
deal with whoever wants to come second and third.
Maddie and I did try that.
Okay.
And then Maddie had a bit more no legs than I did.
Maddie's got some serious
does,
power.
she does.
She can cruise.
No, she's so awesome. I love Maddie so much.
You
And
guys-
she's such a
You
down
guys,
to earth.
yeah, I couldn't believe it. So we interviewed, you saw those interviews we did.
Yeah.
They
was
all
staying
happened
at
to
my
be on the
house.
same day.
Yeah.
And it was astounding, no difference to meeting you today, how down to earth these incredible athletes are. Like,
Yeah.
it's not normal. These are people performing at such a high level, and there was just no ego.
It's like the girls that I raced
unbelievable.
against. I love them so much. Like Maddie, she's so down to earth. She was staying with me when she came here. She was staying with me for the cycle tour because such a long drive all the way from Stellenbosch to come through and stuff. So she was staying with me. She's such a cool person. I love her so much.
Wow.
We'd stand there in the kitchen, me and her mom and I. We would just stand in the kitchen and like talk for hours. We just sit there like topic after topic, just talking. And another cool person's Erin. I love her so much as well.
And are you guys just like cycle frothing the whole time?
It's so
Or is it
nice
like Katy
because-
Perry and everything else in the world, or are you guys just in the cycling
I
bubble?
want to say just the cycling bubble because they live in KZN.
Yeah.
So, but whenever they are here, like I do, or whenever we see each other, like I do try and socialize, or we do try to socialize with each other. But no, they're super cool people. I also just love the girls I race against. The nice thing is we're friends, and then as soon as we're on the start line, we're still friends. Then the whistle goes off, and then we're still friends, but like we're competing. It's like not rude, not. We're still good with each other, which is really nice. And I love that so much.
Oh, that's great to hear.
Yeah,
Like we keep saying, cycling is in a good place.
it is.
Tour de France, your prediction, Teddy wins.
But I really want Matthew to win.
Who's coming second and third? GC.
Okay, so I do want Pogačar to win, or I think he is going to win, and then I really want Matthew to also be on the podium.
GC?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I
That's,
know, but
go
I
look
really
up his odds.
I know, but I want him to.
You're a real diehard, shame. He's going to let you down.
He is.
I hope, from a Van der Poel perspective, so he's lost his arch nemesis rival for the one day, you know, the breakaway stages and that kind of stuff. You know, him and White they were such a vibe to watch, have that battle. And I wonder who's going to rise. So what I hope doesn't happen is that he just rides for Jasper to win sprints.
I also hope so.
Obviously he's a weapon and they should use him for that, but it'd be cool if they save him for a couple of days where, if you go look at the route breakdown GCN did, brilliant piece of content. Like I couldn't even imagine trying to reproduce it anywhere near the level they did. And there's some very clear breakaway stages, like a couple that I really hope they just like go for it. Like let's
I
back
also hope so.
Van der Poel to go have a couple of victories out there. That'd be really cool. And that will provide extremely exciting racing. So I hope that's where he's going to...
I also hope so. I hope he... How do I say it? I hope the team strategy changes a bit.
Oh, we'll see what it is. They're an interesting one going into the Tour de France. Like, how do they get the most out of it? They've got sponsors to please. They've got to deliver value. Are they going to just ride for the sprint stages? Like, you know, they don't have too many options. You know, UAE is going for GC. We know that.
100%.
You know, Jumbo, they're going to go for the GC. Sexus, his whole team is going to go all in for the GC as well. They have to.
Yeah.
Pidcock, Van der Poel. I'm a major fan of Q36 Pinarello. Most people don't know the guy that owns the team is South African.
Yeah,
Like, that is our South
I
African
know.
team.
I was also so like awestruck when I found that out.
Yeah, and he owns Pinarello. So that's our South African team. Like they've got Cam Roach is in that team.
Yeah.
There's some coaching staff. There's a lot of people involved in that team. That's our local team. So I really want them to do well. And I think Pidcock, I mean, I'd love to know, are we riding for Pidcock to get a high up GC result, or because him and Van der Poel going for, you know, certain stages
Yeah.
would be legendary. Like that would be some of the most exciting
nice.
racing we'd see.
Exactly.
So I'm hoping that plays out.
Yeah, I also hope so. But no, I think I'm really biased when I say I really want Matthew to win. Or to like be more.
You put 20 Rand on that result, and if you get it right, you'll be.
And this is how confident
You'll
I
have some
am.
pocket money lying around. That's for sure.
I'm so confident in him. I'll put in 5 Rand.
Big bet. I think that's pretty much everything for the breakaway this week.
Huh.
I'm looking forward to getting into the depths of your story. I've cheated a bit because now I have got some background. We famously try and not research anyone at all, so we have this like first time hearing the story experience. That's kind of our modus operandi when it comes to the stories. But
I still have a lot more to get into. So
I've got my questions backed up in my mind.
my life's super cool. Yeah, I have such a fun life.
I love that. Yeah. It's good to hear. Happy to hear that. And if you want to know why her life is so fun, subscribe, because you will see her story coming out very soon thereafter. Thank you for joining us for the Breakaway show this week. It's been an absolute pleasure having you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Anytime.